Hi, this is Gregory Giannakavo, and this little segment, this short video, I want to share with you the risk of not taking risks. That sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Most people would say, gosh, I don't want to take any risks, or I got to be really careful taking risks. I want to really do something with my life, but I don't want to risk anything. Well, here's a little secret that's not a secret. You're not going to accomplish anything without taking risks. I don't mean crazy risks like you mortgage your house to the hilt and go off on some crazy idea and find out you and your family are homeless living under a bridge. I don't mean that kind of risk. You should be scared of taking risks because risks are risky. But you should be more scared of being stuck where you are. Not taking a risk, not getting ahead, not living a meaningful life, pursuing something you like to do, that's going to require some risk. But if you don't want to take any risk, you're going to be stuck where you are, and that's worse. I'd much rather take I'd rather take risk and lose, and have to row my own boat than to never have tried to get ahead, than to get stuck in something I hate doing. I think a recent survey said something like, for the United States, 60% of people are stuck in jobs they don't even like. And yet their life is tied to that job. Their well-being is tied to that job. As far as financial income, every day they go to a job they apparently don't like. They're not excited about it. They get their 3 or 4% raise every year just to keep in line with inflation. Most jobs don't even have a big incentive bonus in it, such as shares in the company or performance bonuses. Very few jobs have that unless you're in sales. Does that sound like a life you want to stick with? Some of you watching this right now are stuck in jobs or tied into jobs. You say, you know, one day, Martha, I'm going to quit. One day, Martha, I've had it with this boss, or I've had it with this job, or I'm getting sick because of it. My hair's falling out. I'm overweight. I'm sitting at a desk all day. That's your fault. Because if you really can design a life that's meaningful on a piece of paper, I really want to do this. I really want to accomplish that. This is where I'd like to live. This is the kind of hours I'd like to spend. This is what I'd like to create that would make me happy. Even if it sounds a little nutty to your mom or your dad or your family. If that's really what you want to do, plan it well and then take that risk. Because the risk of not doing anything, I'm telling you something, the risk of not doing anything is a lot worse over time than of taking that risk now and trying it. Look, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah, you could lose some money, you could lose some time, you could lose some ego by having to go back and ask for your old job back, or admitting to your relatives that it didn't work out and I'm gonna have to go work somewhere else. Listen, you're no worse off than you started with, right? So my little bit in this video is to tell you that the biggest risk is to not take risks. The biggest disappointment you're gonna have is when you get older to say, I wish that, or only if, or I should have done this, or I should have done that. And then you can't turn back the clock. That's for real, you can't turn back the clock. You might think you're still 28 years old when you're 58, but you can't turn back the clock. So I would say if you're in your young 20s and you're worried about taking risks, this is the time to do it. You probably don't have a family. You have the whole world open to you. Lots of technology you can take advantage of and different things you can try. You can travel without being tied down. This is the time to do it. And if you're 58, this is the time to do it as well. And if you're 43, this is the time to do it. It's always a time to do it when you feel dissatisfied with where you are and you can't see a clear path to get to where you want to be. That's going to require taking some risk. So I just encourage you to take calculated risk. I guess that's why they call it calculated risk. You calculate what you have to lose. I mean, let's not, I'm not telling you to be dumb or nutty, but I'm telling you, take the risk and try out something you've always wanted to try out. And I also don't mean skydiving. My son does that. I'm never going to try that. They gave a free coupon and said once you do three, I don't know, you jump a couple times and you get a free coupon to have someone else try. You know what? Here, find somebody else to give the coupon to. I'm not interested in skydiving. That's not the kind of risk I'm interested in taking. But just keep that in mind. You can manufacture, you can make a plan, a framework for a meaningful life, but you're going to have to plan it. I'm so surprised how many people stumble through life when they get to be 40, and no wonder they have a midlife crisis. Because they always plan to do something they didn't do. Now they feel they're in too deep where they are. I've worked too long at this company, I can't quit, all those things. Take a risk, even if you just make a side business out of it, and create your own meaningful life. That's what I have to say about that.